All right, welcome back to another episode of the Couch Coaches podcast where we talk about everything going on in sports. And we have kind of a mishmash. We have some football, we have some basketball, we have some college football. Very surprising news this week. So let's just jump right into it. After this last weekend, and it's been kind of they've been on the rise. The Eagles, with the injuries to the Lions, and they continue to get more and more injuries. Um, are the Eagles the favorite to go to the Super Bowl with the way that they're playing and with the way the rest of the NFC looks? Deacon Hill, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, I would say they are. I mean, they're starting to gel and come together on offense and defense. The passing game is coming around. I know Jalen Hurts and his receiver Brown were having a little bit of controversy a couple weeks ago. You know, you got a great running game, so why try to pass the ball so much when you can run the ball like that? But I think everything is coming together. The defense is really coming together. That defensive tackle Carter out of Georgia, he's really becoming a beast on the defensive line. So I would think that the Eagles are would be the favorite. You know, like you said, the Lions were even, a lot of people were giving them a lot of props, which they did deserve. But I'm still not sold on Jared on Goff, the quarterback. I just to me, it's just something that I think under really good pressure, he kind of don't rise to the occasion. So I would say that I would pick the Eagles right now, but we can't sleep on the Vikings either. The Vikings are hanging in their shadows and don't look too far past Green Bay. They're hanging around too, so it's going to be a good little battle. But I would think that the Eagles would be my favorite.
Yeah, I think Green Bay looks like they're like in playoff mode too. Like look like they flipped another gear this last weekend, and they looked great last year. They should have beat us in the playoffs last year. Brother James, thoughts on Eagles being the number one contender for the NFC?
That is that's more than likely, but you know me, I'm always trying to shoot for the underdogs and underdogs and underdogs. Uh, but on this one I can't. So uh the Eagles have my problem with the Eagles is they get down to the playoffs and get deep in the playoffs and then they choke up. Something just dismantles in a team. Uh, I mean, they do look good right now, but they've always looked good throughout the season for the last several years. Uh, I mean, I think they're due, but I would, I mean, I would agree with Deacon Hill and say that they're more than likely going to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think that the combination of Fangio and Saquon, that's a heck of a. I mean, those are major additions on both sides. And with
Yeah,
Fangio doing what he's doing with their defense, I don't know what in the world was going on in Miami last year with him. Because Fangio was like, we went, oh, maybe Fangio's not a great coach. No, he's still a great coach. I don't know what that nonsense is in Miami. Um, I if that coach stays, if they're spending so much money and they're not good, so I don't know if he stays, or what they would do. But Fangio's obviously a great coach. Saquon's obviously great. I'm really interested to see what the Vikings do because once you get in the playoffs, teams elevate. Like you get those teams that are like, oh, their defense is like. Remember, Green Bay's defense was supposedly suspect, and their defense was fantastic in the playoffs last year. And then they still got rid of the coach and got this new guy, and the defense looks even better. So I could see the Eagles being a team where they figure out how to shut down Saquon or something, and then the whole dynamic of the offense changes because there's no play action and you don't have to worry about the run game as much. But
well, I
I
don't think you can shut down Saquon, but
slow
you
him
can.
down, slow him down.
Okay, there we go. That sounds better.
Yeah, well, the combination is with Jalen. He's a threat to run also. So that's
That,
where the problem comes in, trying to shut down Saquon, and then you got Jalen Hurts, with that run pass option thing going there. So as long as they
that's
stick
why
stick to that script, I think they'll be all right.
Yeah.
that's why I told y'all about Baltimore.
Well, sticking to the
I'm
script.
saying
Yeah.
watch Baltimore. I'm trying to tell you. I know it's a whole different division, but watch. They gonna. I'm telling you, they win the Super Bowl this year.
Well, that's the thing is Baltimore they should have done it last year too. I mean, they're when they're on, their offense, at least, I know their defense is a little wonky this year, but their offense is insane. The problem is they get in the playoffs or they get into a big game and they play differently, or they like their whole game plan is different than what they did the whole time with the dominating people.
No, but if you look at it now, right? Look at it in the past. They throughout the season they would have been knocking people out, just knocking people out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And their record was impeccable.
Yeah.
Then that's when, and then they got to the playoffs, and they're like,
Yeah.
but it's totally different. And now they're in a wild card. So now they're in a wild card position, and the whole dynamic is different. Watch what I'm saying. Now you remember this. Now I want y'all to remember.
Their defense is pretty bad. Their defense is pretty bad.
It don't matter. You can you with the way with that team, with the way the offense is built. I know defense wins chips, but you got to outscore them.
I got. This is one time I got to agree with Joe. It's just that it seems like to me that Lamar, when in the playoffs, he reversed to trying to prove himself as a passer. Like you said, if they ran that run pass option thing a lot, they would be better off. But he wants to start trying to be a pocket passer, and of course, when they get into the red zone, it's almost turns into a disaster down there. So I just and the defense, like Joe said, that defense is there, and that should be their staple. They were known for defense. I don't know what happened to that.
Well, but I mean, like in their defense, they lost a fantastic defensive coordinator to Seattle. I mean, that dude he's a great defensive coordinator. So like having to adjust to that is one thing. But again, they're having problems. But teams when they get into the playoffs, I don't know if the head coach has more input. I don't know if they just strategize differently or look at film differently. But like, there's a lot of these teams that like look like they're a little wonky, and then they turn it on in the playoffs. So I would expect their defense to get better, but it's still, yeah. I mean, the AFC and like, of course, Patrick Mahomes high ankle sprain, full participant in practice today. So I don't even know what to do with that. He's just
Oh,
he's so
he
good.
gonna take the shot. He gonna always take the shot, dog. Shoot him up, shoot him up.
Dude, that dude is on. God, he's unreal.
Or he's not even really hurt. No, he could be pulling that, that want to be
Yeah.
Willis Reed come bouncing back in at, limping onto the court and be the hero.
Like they do like the soccer players do. They act like they're dying and they just pop up and go. All right, switching to college football. Complete shock. I thought this was just headline stuff and figuring out other interviews and everything, but Bill Belichick is going to not he's going to college, and he's going to a like second tier program. Brother James, I'm going to start with you. Thoughts on not only just Belichick going to college, but do you feel like he's going to be successful in college?
No. That was a quick no, wasn't it?
It was fast. You're ready.
I don't think he's going to be successful in college because he's going to try to go in there running like he's running the Patriots. Unfortunately, I know an individual who played for him, and the way he is verbally to players, it isn't going to ride in college unless he finds a way to cradle his tongue. But I mean, no, he's going. I give him 2 years.
But do you think like he's going to be like 500? Is he making bowl games? Is he like? What do you think?
Oh no! Well, everybody making bowl games now.
I mean, like a real bowl game. Okay, let's say playoffs. Is he making the playoffs?
No, he's not making the playoffs.
All right. Deacon Hill, thoughts on Belichick going to UNC?
You said, is he going to be successful? It depends on your definition of success. Like you said, he's not going to a really high-profile football school, so of course he's going to be successful. They've already achieved their goal. They got people talking about North Carolina football right now and never talked about it. And far as Brother James said, bowl games, they'll go to bowl games, but they're not going to compete for a championship or nothing like that. But they've already achieved their goal. They're going to they'll get more recruits that they wouldn't have gotten. And he's going to, in a few years down the road, he'll coach a few years and I don't know what his contract is, but he's I think it was 20 million, 20 or 30 million,
Yeah,
and
I think it was 10 per.
10 per, yeah. So he'll roll out with that, yeah. That I think it's a win-win for both sides. And plus, he got a 24-year-old girlfriend, and he's pushing 72. Hey.
I'm sure she got.
He go,
I'm sure she has a free ride at UNC.
he better have some damn heart medicine. Ooh,
I know. I'm sure. I can't. So I mean, he's really good friends with Saban. So I'm sure he discussed what it's like to coach in college with Saban, and I think about, so like obviously the attention to detail, like you don't have the time to drill stuff into these players like you do in the pros. So he's got to figure out. I would assume that his defense is going to be pretty good, and I'm assuming he's bringing the whole Patriot crew with him, because none of them are employed anywhere. So I'm sure they're all coming with him. Um, I I don't know. I can't see. There's got to be somebody who's like you could go play with, play for Belichick, who's going to teach you how to play pro style, whatever it is. I'm sure there's an appeal to that, but there's so much money being thrown around. Man. It's just this they have to. I mean, I think a lot of it just has to do with you have to match the money that there's some other school's going to pay you. And UNC, I know they talked about dropping the whatever it was, like an extra 20 million or putting their NIL up to 20 million. But they're still having to compete with everybody else that's going to pay, for that. I mean, there's not like a ton of like great quarterbacks. So is UNC going to get the best quarterback? Because that seems to be just talent seems to be a huge deciding factor in success in college. If you have a great quarterback, you're going to do well. If you have a crappy quarterback, you're going to do bad.
Same in the NFL.
Yeah. And James, I will push back a little bit. I think that the belittling players and being mean to them, I think it actually works better in college than it does in pros, because that was the problem with Urban Meyer going to Jacksonville, is he's kicking kickers and talking crap and saying all this stuff to all these guys, where he's able to talk down to kids, but you can't do that to grown men who are making as much money as you are. I think it actually works better that way.
But yeah, but at the same portion now, college football is different now. These kids are making money now.
Well, and they can leave whenever they want too.
That's right, and then they can just get in the portal.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you can talk to them crazy, right, but at the same time you have to think about it. Well, if I piss this player off, is he gonna jump in the portal tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, I think kids also they look at the a coach that's like you, the point you made, Joe, about bringing his staff. Now, if I'm a kid that's coming out of high school or whatever, and I can get a chance to be coached by all these ex professional coaches, that's appealing. So maybe not this year, but maybe next year and the year after that, that it'll start. It's all about who you can recruit to your program. And that might appeal to them if they're running a pro style system over there. You got pro coaches, at positions and stuff. Sort of like what Dion did. He got a lot of ex NFL guys over there.
But it also has to be. It also has to be successful. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can bring all those guys in. If it doesn't work, nobody's going to care. But if it works, yeah, I think you're going to get a big jump.
But the issue of it, we all know Tom Brady was the coach.
I don't know, man. I mean, they won a lot of stuff off of the attention to detail stuff. All the stuff that Niners fans wish Kyle did. All the attention to detail.
Okay. They want to hold about the Tuck rule and Inflategate and Spygate.
Oh my!
We know why they won.
I forgot. I'm on with Raiders fans here. Oh my God.
But the deal of it is why couldn't Bill Belichick do anything when Tom Brady left?
I think he tanked the team. I mean, one Tom's impossible to replace. I think he tanked the team. I think he picked terrible people and had terrible. I think he's like, you wouldn't let me. And granted, looking back on it now, keeping Jimmy G probably wouldn't have been great. But I think he nosedived the team.
And Belichick?
Yeah.
For what purpose?
Either that, or he's terrible at picking players.
He's terrible at picking players. That's I mean,
it's one or the other. Either he's horrific at it, or he did it on purpose. So,
okay. So, but in college, who picks the players?
Yeah. Well, they have a GM now. Like that's what college teams have
Oh, they got
GMs.
Jim.
Like
They
it's
got
wild.
Jim.
It's
Okay.
wild. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's like literally becoming like a pro. That's what I think that was the appeal. It's like, well, if it's already running like a pro team, we might as well go get a pro coach in here to do it. There's a GM. I mean, it's pretty wild.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. I will definitely be watching UNC football, and I don't think I've ever said that before. So
There you go. See,
definitely,
win-win.
definitely gonna check that out. I hope they play Colorado. That'd be even better.
Oh, Deion gonna be at the Lakers. I mean, not the Lakers, but the Raiders at that point.
Oh man, Colorado's signing so many guys. I don't know if he's gonna leave.
He ain't leaving.
Because I mean, they're picking up a lot of like big time transfers.
Yeah, he better stay at Colorado. I don't think he want no taste of the Raiders. Not right now.
Yeah, let Shador kind of settle a little bit in there and then come in. Yeah, for sure. All right, so taking a huge jump not only from sports but obviously and like just this is a crazy scenario that I've thought about for a while, and they're making a big deal about the ratings for basketball games going down, and there's like talk about it. Oh, the basketball's too political. Basketball's been political for my whole life. So to say that it's political now and that's affecting it is silly. The thing I did see is they show like basically like the shot distribution. Like they have a map of the half court, and it was like this was all the shots that were taken, like 15 years ago, and here's all the shots now, and everything is in the key or beyond the arc. Like those are the only places where people take shots. And I think is I think it gets a little boring to watch when you're just shooting up threes and taking it back. It has a feel of like all-star game, kind of like 10 years ago, where they would kind of play and they kind of don't play, but then they play at the end of the game to try to win the game. So here's my big idea. So not only do you change not only do you change the travel schedule, I think you should do travel like baseball. I think a team should fly, like Golden State should go to New York, and let's say they play them 3 times this season. So instead of playing them 3 times, 3 different times, and traveling back and forth between Golden State and New York, they just stay in New York and play them 3 times. And then next year, New York flies out here. So it's like you're playing New York like this week. So it's a series. Maybe it's not back-to-back games. Maybe it's every other night, something like that. It'll cut down on travel. It'll cut down, like, travel's difficult on people's bodies, especially these athletes. And then it would kind of dial it in where like Steph's in New York for a week. And I think that would be cool. The second thing is, and this will never happen, but second thing is, I think you should take the games and instead of playing 4 quarters and it's the winner at the end of the 4 quarters, I think you should split it up. And I think you should split it up like volleyball. And you have 3 periods, but then it's the winner of 1 and the winner of 2 and the winner of 3. So you play the best of 3. And so what would happen is at the end of that first period, you're going to be playing your butt off, trying to get that first win. And then the second one, either the other team wants to win and go home and play 15 less minutes, or the other team doesn't want to lose and they play hard. And then I bet you all the ratings, every time they gets to the third period, the ratings would shoot up because they know it's a winner and the guys are playing hard. So that's my weird idea. I sent it to you guys earlier so you guys could process whatever you're going to think about the idea. But I think that would help basketball be more interesting. I think it would bring up, and it would, again, never happen, but I think I obviously like the idea. I'm completely biased. Deacon Hill, thoughts on volleyball,
Well,
basketball?
I want to go.
Oh, you're ready. Go, man, go.
All right. So the the first part of that scenario about traveling,
Yes.
I think that's pretty cool. I agree with that.
All right, I got one.
Okay. So, but the other part
Volleyball.
about the 3 quarters,
Yes.
that's your Niner part jumping in
What?
because listen what I'm saying now, because your Warriors
Wait.
beat people on the first 3 quarters, and they end up losing the fourth quarter, and so I think that's what's motivating your issue of let's do 3 quarters.
No.
I get it. I get the rating thing. Yeah, okay, but the rating thing is true. It's down, and the reason it's down is because they're not playing basketball the way basketball is supposed to be played. Basketball is supposed to be played with a center inside out. Okay, but we don't play like that because the game has changed. And who's changed the game? Steph Curry.
The nerds. The nerds.
He's changed the game far as with shooting the threes. And so everybody's wanting to be Steph Curry. And what they can't realize is it's only one Steph Curry. Okay. So the issue of it is if they went back to the alley oops, the dunk on, the dunk on your face. You remember when Shaq was down there
breaking stuff
in the paint. It was exciting, and people wanted to watch it. That's what's missing in basketball. It's just like you were saying. It's everybody just trying to shoot a jumper. That's the WNBA, not the NBA.
Yeah. So the idea is like, I swear to God, I wasn't thinking about the Warriors, but what I was thinking of was the game doesn't really matter until like the last 3 minutes of the game. So why not just put like a final 3 minutes spread throughout like a full game? So like the last three, like the minute 12 to 15 in the first period is exciting, and then minute 12 to 15 in the second period is exciting, something like that. So it's not just like, because like the rest of the game like doesn't, like you got the finals for the whatever, the mid-season cup.
The cup that you guys are not in. That
we are not in. Yeah, and you guys are happily flying that banner in your arena, you nerds. But like I was just thinking, like it would spread out, like it would be intense every 15 minutes. That's kind of, I was thinking more of the intensity of it every 15 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't like oh, the Warriors suck in the fourth
In the
period.
fourth quarter.
Let's eliminate the fourth quarter. It wasn't.
That's why you was doing it. That's
I do like that. I mean, that is funny, but no.
That's the truth of it, though.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking Warriors. I was just thinking interesting.
Y'all always think about y'all's team, Warriors and Niners. How can we give them a crutch?
For the Niners, I only want to play the first half of games. That's it.
In the Warriors, you want to play the first three.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing it's not continuous. Like it's not the people with the most points at the end of the third quarter. It's like literally like it's like tennis. It's like it's like there may not be a third quarter.
Yeah, I agree with Brother James.
Dang it.
That scenario about them 3/4 things, you could just throw that out the window and
awesome.
and don't even think about that. That is crazy. I mean, and the travel part, I kind of get that a little bit, but I also like these teams. You got to get on the road when it's time to go. You got to go. I mean,
Oh, you're at Nob Hill.
Go and stay for a week over in somewhere, and that's kind of boring. Also, to keep playing the same team back, 3 games in a row or whatever. Who wants to see that? I don't want to see that.
Well, baseball does it.
I'm not a big baseball guy anyway, but yeah, and that's kind of boring too. Baseball that's why that's not the Americans' pastime anymore. That gets kind of boring.
Because nerds killed that too. All these guys that can't play basketball and can't play baseball are coming up with all these plans to how to make the game more efficient, and then less people watch it because they're letting the nerds make the decisions.
No.
There's a reason we're the nerds.
Well, that's why you need to stop making all them decisions, Joe.
Hey man. Hey.
Yo, how long did it take you to think of that one though? Especially that third quarter thing.
I've been thinking this for years. I've been thinking forever. I just haven't verbalized it.
That is crazy.
I'm calling as soon as we're done here. I'm calling Adam Silver. He's watching.
That is crazy. I can't. No, not the third. Let them play 4 quarter, and that's up to far as the competing and stuff like that. That's up to the coaching and the players themselves. They gotta want to play.
But nobody does it. That's the thing.
Some teams play, and if you lag long enough. If you lag long enough, you ain't going to get back in it in the fourth quarter. So
Minnesota plays from the beginning to the end.
Yeah. And if you get out there and think you can coast for a couple quarters, you find yourself 40 points down and going home. So you better play.
Yeah. All right. Well, it was worth a shot. I throw it out there.
It was all right. We had fun with it.
Hey, but you was on him, Brother James. You was on him because I never thought of it that way. But yeah, that is definitely that would definitely help the Warriors out.
Boy, I've been thinking about that all day.
You're just ready for it.
I've been delivering packages thinking about that.
James said, "I want to go. I want to go right now."
Look, I want to go right now, right now, right now.
All right. Well, that's it for this week. Just because of the way Tuesday's lined up, we are out for the rest of the year, 'cause Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, and we'll be doing our thing.
Hey, I thought this was what I thought. This is not it, or what? What do you mean?
This is definitely it for the year. I don't know what's gonna happen with Emmanuel every so it'll be like a hiatus thing, and we'll figure something out. So I know we were talking before the show, and I know Deacon Hill will not be back when we come back, because Deacon Hill is making adjustments and finding new churches and all that stuff. So we wish you the absolute best of luck, and we appreciate you, and thank you so much for being with us the last 2.5 years. And we got to go find another Raiders fan, another Lakers fan. So, brother James,
That's not hard to. That's not hard to do. Raider fans are all over. So
yeah, like cockroaches.
Hey, watch yourself, Joe. Watch yourself, Joe.
Hey, I appreciate you guys, man. I had a blast on the podcast with you guys, and I just wish you guys continued success, bro. You guys are doing a great job.
Oh, man, thank you so much. We hope everybody has a very happy, very Merry Christmas, very happy New Year, safe and happy and healthy, and with your whole family, and enjoy everything. And we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you soon.
All right, love you guys.
Love you.
Love you too.